It's been nearly 5 years since the Dakota Access Pipeline protests, and unfortunately, these protesters continue to lose very important court cases over the brutality that they suffered while protesting the placement of this pipeline. Recently, they lost yet another lawsuit that tried to argue that the police were overly brutal in their treatment of the protesters, using excessive force, using means that left people with disabilities, significantly injured them, cost them tons of money in hospital bills, all because they were exercising their First Amendment rights, the right to assemble. And unfortunately, this latest legal defeat comes at the hands, of course, of a Trump-appointed judge. Of course, I don't know that it would have fared any differently with a Obama-appointed judge or a Biden-appointed judge or a Bush-appointed judge. Most of these presidents, for the record, have been appointing people to lifetime judicial appointments from corporate defense law firms. Law firms that represent companies that place oil pipelines, that manufacture pharmaceuticals. So, yeah, it's a Trump-appointed judge, and of course that grabs headlines. But again, I don't think it'd be any different if it were Obama, Bush, or Clinton who had appointed this judge. This is what happens when you pick these corporate defense lawyers. So here's the thing. Here's some of the allegations. And of course, we have to say allegations because nobody's been convicted of it. But we all know this because we all read about it at the time. We all covered it at the time. So here it is. Several peaceful protesters who gathered at the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation to struggle against the expansion of fossil fuel infrastructure were assaulted by law enforcement officers on November 20th, 2016. Police sprayed demonstrators with water cannons amid sub-freezing temperatures that night. They also used tear gas and fired rubber bullets and exploding munitions indiscriminately into the crowd. In some of these other lawsuits, last January, a lawsuit was thrown out that was filed by a pipeline protester claiming that law enforcement used excessive force at a 2017 protest site. The order came weeks after a similar ruling in a case brought by another demonstrator. One of the individuals claimed that police targeted her with a concussion grenade during the November 2016 confrontation. She suffered a left arm injury in an explosion and had multiple surgeries to save the limb. And that's just one individual here, folks. This is the kind of treatment these individuals received at the hands of these police officers that were there, of course, at the request of the Dakota Access people. And the judges are saying, nope, I think this is justified. I think the police did everything they should have done. I don't see anything wrong with this. And this is what is wrong with our justice system today. You may not agree with the tactics of these protesters, and we could argue the merits of that all day long. I do agree with them, for the record. I think what they did was right, and what they did was justified, and what they did was constitutionally protected. But no matter how you feel about it, randomly firing rubber bullets into these people, using concussion grenades, just throwing them out into the crowd, tear gassing them, and then literally trying to give them hypothermia, that's not routine police work. That is torture. If a foreign country did that to U.S. troops, we would consider it torture. If American troops did that to people overseas, we'd consider it torture. But when it happens here at home, at the hands of our boys in blue, well, that's just damn fine police work, according to our justice system.